the distribution of a linear regression coefficient. So let regression of y on x be given by y is equal to alpha plus beta xi minus x bar plus ei, where I running from 1 to n. So yi is equal to alpha plus beta xi minus x bar plus epsilon I, where we assume that epsilon i's are independently normally distributed with mean 0 and variance sigma squares. So we have studied at in the BSc level the least square estimates of the uh, intercept parameters, slope parameters, as well as the uh, sigma square. So the least square estimate of alpha, beta, and sigma square is given by alpha cap equal to y bar. Usually we have seen that alpha cap equal to y bar minus beta cap x bar, but here we have xi is taken deviation from the mean. So that's why only alpha cap is here, y bar, and beta cap is the summation yi minus y bar xi minus x bar upon summation xi minus x bar whole square. And we call summation xi minus x bar whole square as a s1 square. So we can write this. The estimate of the sigma cap square is nothing but, as we were talking about, the how to obtain the estimate of parameters in the least square by minimizing the quantity pi square. So if you minimize this quantity with respect to alpha and beta, you will get the least square estimate of the sigma square, where ei is nothing but yi minus yi cap whole square. Okay, so you are trying to minimize this quantity subject to alpha and beta, and when you equate it to 0, you will get alpha cap equal to y bar, beta cap equal to this, and sigma cap square is nothing but it is a mean square due to error divided by the corresponding degree of freedom. So here we have an observation. So the this is nothing but the mean square is nothing but the SSE divided by the degree of freedom. Okay. So y cap is nothing but the alpha cap plus beta cap xi minus x bar. But if you take the minus sign this side, then it is a, किसी को ऐड होने में प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं हो रहा है ना? So sigma square is this. So as I say that in the morning session, that whenever you are finding the distribution of R when rho equal to 0, it is called the null distribution of R. When rho not equal to 0,
सर
it is said to be a, yes.
सॉरी टू डिस्टर्ब दृष्टि को एंटर होने को प्रॉब्लम हो रहा
क्या
है दृष्टि एंटर नहीं हो पा रही सर आस्ट टू जॉइन
उनको बोलो फिर ट्राई करें.
ओके आई डू
So what I was talking, that I am saying that whenever you are finding the distribution of the R when rho equal to 0 and when rho not equal to 0, okay, when you say that population parameter correlation coefficient rho is equal to 0, and whenever you obtain the distribution of R, this is said to be a null distribution of R. And when you say rho not equal to 0, that means population parameter rho is not 0, and whatever the distribution of R you are obtaining, it is said to be a नॉन नल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ आर. दृष्टि एंटर हो गई?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So even if you are interested to find out the distribution of the regression coefficient, we have to use the concept of the incomplete random orthogonal transformation. So this concept you have to remember. So what happened? Let us consider the u1 and u2 are the two variables. Here we assume that the epsilon has distribution normal 0 sigma square. Earlier in the when we obtain the distribution of the correlation coefficient, we assume that the y and x both are jointly bivariate normal, or you can say that the under the rho equal to 0, they are independently normal 0 1. Okay. Here we are assuming that the epsilon is normal 0 sigma square. So whatever the distribution of u1 and u2 we are obtaining, it is also a normal with mean 0 and variance sigma square. So let us incomplete orthogonal means the matrix is not completely orthogonal, and when you say it is a random, that means ki at least one of the row of that matrix is a random. So here instead of the u1 u2 un, we are only considering the u1 and u2. There are the two rows of the vector u, and that's why we are not using complete matrix. So it is incomplete matrix, and we are applying the orthogonal transformation, and one of the row is a random, so it is incomplete orthogonal random orthogonal transformation. So that transformation we apply on a u. So it is nothing but it is a linear transformation on a errors. So the first row of u, the matrix is 1 upon root n, and second row of the matrix is x1 minus x bar upon s1 up to xn minus x bar upon s1. So of course we know that the summation, because ei has normal 0 sigma square, so ei upon sigma has normal 0 1, and therefore ei square upon sigma square has chi square with 1. And how many such observations? So we have a n observation. So sum of ei upon sigma whole square is chi square with n, because all ei's are independently distributed. So summation ei square is a normal. Okay. So here u1 has the normal 0 1, u2 has the normal 0 1. So this has also a chi square, and this is also a chi square with 1 degree of freedom. And summation ei square has the chi square with n degree of freedom. So if you take the subtraction, it is a n minus 1 minus 1. That is, this has the chi square with n minus 2 degrees of freedom. So these are the basic things of normal theory and the chi square distribution. This we know. So if you multiply this with this row, you will get the summation ei upon root n, and it has a normal 0 sigma square. And xi minus x bars upon s1 is multiplied with this. It is a summation xi minus x bar into ei upon s1, and it has also a normal 0 sigma square. Why? Because when we apply the orthogonal transformation, we know that the u1 and u2 are normal 0 sigma square. So now this u1 you can also write in this way. How will you write this u1? So u1 is, it is summation ei upon root n. Now what is ei? Ei, we know that it is a yi minus alpha minus beta xi minus x bar upon root n. Now if you give the summation to yi, what will you get? It is n y bar. So this is written n y bar. This is alpha is constant. How many time it is repeating? It is n time. So it is a minus n alpha upon root n. So it is a minus root n alpha. And if you take the beta outside, if you give the summation xi minus x bar, it is a 0. So that means you have only two terms, root n y bar minus root n alpha. If you take the root n outside, you will have a root n y bar minus alpha. And what is the y bar? The y bar is nothing but the alpha cap least square estimate of alpha. So you can say that root n alpha minus alpha cap minus alpha is normal 0 sigma square. This is normal 0 sigma square. Okay. Now second u2 is nothing but the summation xi minus x bar ei upon si. Now you can substitute ei equal to yi minus alpha beta xi minus x bar. Now if you multiply summation xi minus x bar with yi, you can get this term. If you multiply with the alpha is constant, summation xi minus x bar is 0, so that term is finished. And now if you multiply summation xi minus x bar with minus beta xi minus x bar, beta is constant, this becomes the square, and minus sign outside, so it is a minus beta into summation xi minus x bar square, and this is S1. But what is this? We have obtained the summation beta cap equal to this, and if you multiply this yi minus y bar with xi, then you will get this term, summation yi minus y bar xi, and this is y. If you multiply this with x bar is outside, so summation yi minus y bar is 0, so this is a 0. So this entire term can be written as also this. So this is nothing but the beta cap. So you can say that summation yi minus y bar x square is nothing but si square into beta cap. So that is what they have used. This is nothing but they have written that this quantity as a S1 square beta cap, and this is beta, and this is nothing but the S1 square. So this is what you. Now S1 square is outside. So what will you get? It is a, and this one S1 is there. So it is a S. It is a S1 square beta cap minus beta upon S1. So this will cancel out. So it is a S1 beta cap minus beta. So this is what this is written. S1 beta cap minus beta follow normal with mean 0 and sigma square. Okay. So U1 has root n alpha cap minus alpha normal 0 sigma square. U2 has the S1 beta cap minus beta follow normal 0 sigma square. Now we are interested to find out the distribution of summation ei square minus u1 square u2 minus u2 square. So we know that this is nothing but actually a chi square n minus 2, because it has the n observation here 1 and 1, so it is a chi square n minus 2. But what is exactly that form? So we try to obtain. What is w? ei. So ei is nothing but the yi minus alpha minus beta xi minus x bar, and this is square, so it is square, minus u1. U1 you have obtained root n alpha minus alpha cap minus alpha. So if you take square, it is n into alpha cap minus alpha square. And what is u2? So u2 is nothing but s1 beta cap minus beta is distributed normal 0. So this is u2. So if you take square, it is s1 square beta cap minus beta square. And we know that by incomplete orthogonal transformation method, it has a chi square with n minus 2 degree of freedom. Okay. Now we will verify the or simplify this form of the W. So what is saying that since the conditional distribution of U1, U2 and W, if you look at the U1, U2 and UW, it is a normal 0 sigma square, normal 0 sigma square and chi square n minus 2 that does not contain the variables x1, x2, xn. So we say that this distribution become the conditional distribution become the unconditional distribution. Why? Because it is not depends on the x1, x2, xn. So now I'm trying to simplify this W. What I do? I will subtract the alpha cap and then add the alpha cap. So you can see that I have subtracted alpha cap, I have added. Now I have subtracted this beta cap xi bar and I have added. So you can say the original form is yi minus alpha minus beta into xi minus x bar whole square. So this is what. Okay, and this quantity I am writing here. So I can do that. Now what happened? You can take this is nothing but this is the one term, this is the second term, and this is the third term. So it is a kind of a form a plus b plus c a plus b plus c whole square. And what is that simplification? It is a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc and 2ac. Okay, so this is my a, this is my b, and this is my c. So what I do, this is the s square. So as it is, I have written. Summation is of course with that. This is b square. So summation outside, so it is a this is constant with the I, so it is a n time alpha cap minus alpha bar square. This is beta cap square summation xi minus x bar square, and this is a plus because these all are the plus, so here it is also a d term. So a square plus b square plus c square plus d square. So it is a beta square summation xi minus x bar square. Okay, and then you have a twice of. If you multiply this with this, what happen? This is the constant summation yi is y bar, and this is the ny bar, and this is the, if you take the summation inside, it is alpha cap n. So n alpha cap is y bar, so this is cancel out, and beta cap is outside, so summation xi minus x bar, it is a 0. So that means if you twice of this quantity is 0. Now you multiply twice of this, what will you get? So let me show you this quantity expression is here, so you can have a better idea. So you have the quantity, this quantity is you have W equal to summation I running from 1 to n yi minus alpha cap minus beta cap xi minus x bar plus alpha cap minus alpha plus beta cap xi minus x bar plus beta xi minus x bar. Okay. So what I do, I can and that square, and minus you can have the n time alpha cap minus alpha whole square minus s1 square beta 1 cap minus beta. Okay. Now what I do, I'll just take this xi minus x bar common. So it is a 3 term I have. This is summation. This is yi minus alpha cap minus beta cap xi minus x bar plus this is alpha cap minus alpha. This is plus, you can say that beta cap minus beta, and this is a xi minus x bar. Okay, and their whole square minus n alpha cap minus alpha whole square minus s1 square beta cap minus beta whole square. This is also a square. So we simplify this quantity. So this is my A, this is my B, and this is my C. So this quantity as it is a square. So first okay, let me write. This is yi minus alpha cap minus beta cap xi minus x bar whole square, and this is the square, so n is constant, so it is a n alpha cap minus alpha, because n time na, it is a square, and this is constant, so summation inside it is n time. This is beta cap minus beta square is outside, and summation xi minus x bar whole square. Okay, plus twice of yi minus alpha cap minus beta cap xi minus x bar into n time, sorry, into alpha cap minus alpha plus twice of this with the this. So it is a twice of summation yi minus alpha cap minus beta cap xi minus x bar into beta cap minus beta xi minus x bar. Of course, and now you can have one more term, this multiply with this, the twice of alpha cap minus alpha, beta cap minus beta, and this is the summation xi minus x bar, and this quantity minus n alpha cap minus alpha square minus s1 square summation xi minus x bar square. Okay, sorry, it is not summation, it is a beta cap minus, it is a beta cap minus beta whole square. So you can see that this plus cancel out with this. This is nothing but the beta cap minus beta square, and this is, we call them as s1 square. This is plus and this is minus. So this part is also cancel out. Now this is constant summation xi minus x bar. So this is a 0. So this part is also vanished. Now what things remained? So if you take alpha cap minus alpha bar this side, so what you will get? This is summation yi is nothing but the y bar and y bar, and this is the minus n alpha cap, and this is minus beta cap summation xi minus x bar, but this is 0 summation xi minus x bar, and ny bar cap and alpha cap is y bar, so this ny bar and this minus alpha cancel, so that means this term is vanished. Now we have to remain this term. So what is the term? Two term remain, that is one, and this is the second. It is a summation yi minus alpha cap minus beta cap xi minus x bar square plus 2 times summation yi minus alpha cap minus beta cap xi minus x bar into beta cap minus beta xi minus x bar. Okay. Now this term we can continue as it is. This is twice of, if you multiply this, beta cap is outside, beta cap minus beta, sorry, this is not vector, and this yi multiply with xi minus x bar, so it is a summation yi xi minus x bar, and minus this beta cap, beta outside, this alpha cap is outside, and this is summation xi minus x bar, then this minus, of course it is a twice of this, and this is minus twice of beta cap minus beta summation xi minus x bar whole square. Okay, so this term is as it is. Now this is nothing but the y of beta cap minus beta. It is nothing but the correlation. So we know that this form, will you write? You can write this. Okay, so this is nothing but the beta 1 cap s1 square, beta cap s1 square from this. So it is a twice of, this is a beta cap s1 square. Why? Because beta cap equal to, you can write yi into xi minus x bar upon s1 square. You can also write this as a yi minus y bar xi upon s1 square, or you can write this as a summation yi minus y bar xi minus x bar. All are giving the same answer. Okay, you can prove it, you can get the same. So I am just substituting this as a beta cap s1 square. This is the summation xi minus x bar, so this is 0, so this term is vanished. Now this is minus 2 times beta cap minus beta, and this is nothing but s1 square. So this and this term is vanished. So what you remain last? It is nothing but this quantity, and that is what you can see that after simplification I have written directly, you will get this, and this is nothing but n sigma cap square, and it has the chi-square distribution because this is the w. So n sigma cap square has the chi-square n minus 2. So if you find out the expectation of alpha cap, you can find out it is alpha. Why? Because here you can directly use this result. Root n alpha cap has the mean root n alpha, and variance is sigma square. So what is the alpha cap mean? It is alpha. Okay. Similarly, you can have the, because you know this result. S1 root beta cap, S1 beta cap minus beta, normal 0 sigma square. If you find out the expectation of that, that is nothing but, again it is a beta. And expectation of, because we know that the, what is the distribution of, what is the mean of this? It is a n minus 2. So expectation of f sigma square is nothing but, because this has the sigma square n minus 2. And because root n alpha cap minus alpha has normal 0 sigma square, so you can say that root n alpha cap minus alpha upon sigma having the normal 0 1. Okay, so this is the way you can find out the distribution of the regressions coefficients. Now we will derive the distribution of the correlation coefficient when rho is not equal to 0. Earlier we have obtained the distribution of correlation coefficient when rho is 0. So what is that distribution? Distribution of correlation coefficient is a beta 1 by 2 n minus 2 by 2. So this is, we have obtained the PDF of the correlation coefficient when rho equal to 0. So this is said to be a null distribution. If I may ask in examination, we derive in usual notation, derive the null distribution of correlation coefficient. So you have to derive this. But if I am saying that obtain the non-null distribution of correlation coefficient, then we have to proceed this way. So distribution of R when rho not equal to 0. It is a non-null distribution. Earlier, when you substitute r rho equal to 0, you have the result that x and y are both independently normal with 0, 1. Here, because the correlation coefficient, population correlation is not 0, so we say that x and y are jointly bivariate normal distribution. So let x1, y1, x2, y2, x and yn be a sample from a bivariate normal distribution with parameters mean 0, 0, 1, 1, rho. Because we know the parameters of binomial distribution is first is the mean of the x, second is the mean of y, first is the variance of x, second is the variance of y, and rho is nothing but the population correlation between the x and y. So we wish to obtain the distribution of R. So what is R? R is nothing but the sample correlation coefficient, which can be defined by the summation xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar divided by the square root of xi minus x bar square and yi minus y by square. We call them as a S1 square. This is S2 square. Okay. So when you take the square root, it is written as a S1, S2. Where S1 square is this and S2 square will be defined this. So that the covariance between the sample covariance between the x and y is given by the r s1 s2. So now we know that we have given the distribution of joint distribution of x and y. It is a bivariate normal. So we know that the what is the bivariate normal? PDF. It is a 1 upon 2 pi. What is the PDF? Anybody remember? Am I audible?
Sir,
So what is the PDF of the bivariate normal distribution? It is a 1 upon, ये देखा ना हमने? If x and y are bivariate normal, distribution is its PDF is given by 1 upon 2 pi sigma 1 sigma 2 square root of 1 minus rho square into exponent of क्या आएगा यहाँ पे -1 upon 2 1 minus rho square और अंदर क्या आएगा ब्रैकेट में x minus mu 1 upon sigma 1 whole square minus 2 times rho x minus mu 1 y minus mu 2 upon sigma 1 sigma 2 plus y minus mu 2 upon sigma 2 whole square. So this is the PDF of the bivariate normal where x and y is lies between minus infinity infinity. If you substitute sigma 1 sigma 2 equal to 1 and mu 1 mu 2 equal to 0, it will reduce to the 1 upon 2 pi square root of 1 minus rho square e raised to minus 1 upon 2 1 minus rho square x upon x square minus 2 rho xy plus y square. And this is called the bivariate normal with mean 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. तो ऐसे सारे क्वेश्चंस आपको एमसीक्यू में हो सकते हैं. आपको पूछ सकते हैं कि राइट द डेंसिटी ऑफ बाइवेरिएट नॉर्मल है. तो आप तैयारी शुरू नहीं किए इसका मतलब परीक्षा नजदीक है. एनी हाउ, so this is what it is written, the joint PDF of the bivariate, and here I am written the C1 is a constant, and what is the C1? C1 is nothing but 1 upon 2 pi into 1 upon 2 pi root 1 minus rho square. So that is the I have kept as a constant. So I'm just writing this e raised to minus 1 of 1 upon 2 1 minus rho square summation of xi minus xi square plus yi minus yi square minus 2 rho xi. Okay. Why it is here I have written only 1 and here I have given the summation because this is only x and y. But I have how many such observation? N observations. It is a product of. And when you say the product of, so that means it is a power n, and this is e power become the summation of this. So that is how it is written, that summation of this, and C1 is nothing but root 2 pi 1 upon 2 pi root 1 minus rho square raised to n. So now what I do, I try to subtract, because I wish to make the square quantity, so I just subtract the minus rho xi square and then I have added into this quantity. So now it become the, sorry, I'll just take the xi square common, so it is a 1 minus rho square xi square, and here it is a yi square minus 2 rho xi yi plus rho xi square, it is nothing but yi minus rho xi whole square. Okay, so I have just added and subtracted this quantity. So I can write it as a separately e raised to, so this 1 minus rho square will be cancelled out, so it is a minus e raised to minus half summation xi square minus, if I am saying that yi minus rho xi upon 1 minus rho root rho square as a wi, so this is nothing but wi square, so it is a e raised to minus half wi square. Now this 1 minus rho square, if I am writing here, and if I am writing yi minus rho xi upon root 1 minus rho whole square, so if I am saying it is a w, so it is e raised to minus half summation wi square, which show that x and w both are independent, because there is no connection, you can write. So which show that xi I running from 1 to n and wi are the independent normal 0 1. Why? Because the mean is 0 and variance is 1. Because what is the PDF of standard normal? It is 1 upon root 2 pi e raised to minus z square by 2. So you can see that here it is e raised to minus xi square by 2, and this is a e raised to minus summation wi square, and I have an n observation, that is a summation. So x and w both are independent normal 0 1. Now I will apply the incomplete orthogonal transformation on the w, because w1 w2 wn are normal 0 1. So let us make the following incomplete random orthogonal transformation from w1 wn to the xi1 xi2 xi n, but I am not considering xi1 xi2 xi n, I am only considering xi1 xi2, so that's why it is a incomplete. If I am considering all xi1 xi2 xi n, then they are said to be a complete orthogonal transformation. And because the one row is random, so it is an incomplete random orthogonal transformation. So you can see that more or less the transformation remained the same. So it is 1 upon root n, 1 upon root n, and here it is xi minus x bar upon s1 up to xn minus x bar upon s1. So if you multiply this with the w to wn, what is the xi1? Xi1 is nothing but the summation wi upon root n. It is as good as you can write n root n w bar. Why? Because summation wi upon root n, so wi is nothing but you can write n w bar divided by root n, so you will get the root n w bar. So that is what it is written. But what is the w? W is nothing but yi minus rho xi upon square root of 1 minus rho square. So if you take the bar, so it is a y bar minus rho x bar upon root 1 minus rho square, and this is the normal 0 1. Because if you take the orthogonal transformation, there should not be any change in the mean and variance. It is a linear transformation, Now you talk about this I2. So this x1 minus x bar multiply with w1. Similarly, xn minus x bar with wn, and their summation, which is a summation xi minus x bar wi. And this s1 is denominator. And this is nothing but, what is w1? So you know that it is yi minus rho xi upon root 1 minus rho square. So I have just written this. Now you have to make the simplification. So what I do, I just keep this outside. Here I have made some adjustment. I have subtracted y bar, then I have added y bar. Okay. Then I have a subtracted rho x bar, then minus rho plus x bar, minus x bar, that is a plus rho x bar. So subtracted and added. So it is yi minus y bar. This is the y bar I have, and rho x bar I have here. So it is y bar minus rho x bar, and this is minus rho xi minus x bar. Now, if I am multiplying this xi minus x bar with y bar, yi minus y bar, it is nothing but r s1 s2. Why? Because we say that r is nothing but summation xi minus x bar upon s1 s2. So this side, so it is summation xi minus x bar yi minus bar equal to r s1 s2. Now, if you multiply with this summation xi minus x bar, but what happens, summation xi minus x bar is 0, so that quantity is vanished. So second quantity will not be there. And now the third quantity is summation xi minus x bar with minus this. So minus rho outside, xi minus x bar whole square summation. So it is a s1 square. So you can have only two quantity. One is this rs1 s2, and another quantity is minus rho s1 square. So this is what written. Now if you take s1 outside common, so it is a rs2 minus rho s1 upon s1, this cancel out, it is a root 1 minus rho square. And again, xi2 has also distribution is normal 0 1. So what is the distribution of this test statistic? It is also a normal. Now we apply the the orthogonal transformation. The third form is, because w1 w2 wn are normal 0 1 for I, so wi square is chi square 1, and they are independent, so summation wi square is chi square n. So, and xi1 square has also chi square 1, and xi2 square has also chi square 3. So if I am saying that, because I am transforming w1 w n to the xi1 xi2 xi n, so we also know that in orthogonal transformation wi square is nothing but the summation xi square, this we know. Okay, so it just subtract, it is I equal to 1 to I equal to 3 to n xi square. But we are not interested in that anyhow. So what is the summation wi square? Wi is nothing but yi minus rho xi upon root 1 minus rho square. But when you take the square, it is a yi minus rho xi square upon 1 minus rho square, and the summation is this. Xi1 square you have already obtained. What is the xi1 square? As it is, you read. Now again you will make the changes like similar to in the earlier case. The subtract the y bar, add the y bar, subtract the rho x bar, add the rho x bar. So you can have again the two terms, summation yi minus y bar square, and this is a y bar minus rho x bar square. But this is the constant, so it is a n time, and plus rho square summation xi minus x bar square minus 2 times this quantity. This is a constant, so this term summation over y minus y bar is 0. But here it is a minus 2 times rho summation yi minus y bar into xi minus x bar. So this is what it is written upon 1 minus rho square. Now this is nothing but s1 square. Sorry, yi minus y bar square is s2 square. This is nothing but the rho square s1 square. Okay, and this is minus rho time, it is nothing but r s1 s2 upon 1 minus rho square. And what is this quantity? N minus n y bar minus rho x bar square upon 1 minus rho square. It is giving इसका स्क्वायर करो तो क्या मिलेगा, n y bar minus rho x bar square upon 1 minus rho square. So it is a xy1 square. So this is how I have written this quantity as a xy1 square. इसको सेपरेट ले लिया एंड आगे मेरे पास माइनस xy1 square xy2 square थे हुए यहाँ पे. This will cancel out with this. And what is the xy2? Xy2 is nothing but it is a r s2 minus rho s1 divided by square root of 1 minus rho square. So you just make the square of that. So this is the square. So now if you take the square of this, what will you get? R square s2 square. Okay, it is a minus. Here s2 square plus. So it is s2 square 1 minus r square upon 1 minus rho square. Now twice of this quantity. What is the twice? It is the 2r rho s1 s2. So here it is a minus minus plus and here it is a minus quantity. That quantity is cancel out. And rho square s1 square plus, but it is a minus sign is out, it is a minus. So this positive quantity is here. So that is also cancel out. So finally you can have s2 square 1 minus rho square upon, sorry, 1 minus r square upon 1 minus rho square, and it has the chi-square with n minus 2 degree of freedom. So now we have a xy1, xy2 and बताइए क्या है, summation wi square minus xy1 square xy2 square, or it is a summation I run from 3 to n xi square. Now I am saying this quantity is a t1. If I am redefine the name, I am calling this as a t2, this as a t1, okay, and t3 is nothing but, so t1 is this quantity, t2 is this quantity, okay, and I have written their distributions, and t3 is s1 square, so s1 square is summation xi minus x bar square, and of course we know that it has a chi-square distribution with n minus 1 degree of freedom. So t1, t2, t3 do not depend on the x1, x2, xn, and hence they are unconditional distributions and they are independent. So there is no connection between the t1, t2, t3. So they are independent. Okay. Why they are independent? Anybody? Because we know that the whatever the incomplete transformation we applied, xy1, xy2, and summation wi square minus xy1 square minus xy2 square are independently distributed. That is the property of incomplete random orthogonal transformation. And we redefine them as a t1, t2, t3. So therefore they are also independent. So now we write the joint density of t1, t2, t3. T1 has the normal 0, 1, T2 has the chi-square n minus 2, and T3 has chi-square n minus 1. So I am writing f of T1, T2, T3 as T1, T2, T3 is equal to, let us say I'm all the constant I'm merging and writing as a C. Okay, where what is the distribution? It is a normal 0, 1. So it is a 1 upon root 2 pi e raised to minus half T1 square. So that is e raised to minus half T1 square I have taken. And T2 has the chi-square distribution. So what is the formula of chi-square? Chi-square n है तो क्या है? If I am saying that chi-square distribution की PDF आप लिखो chi-square n की having n degree of freedom. तो what is that? Suppose आप f कहेंगे तो क्या 1 upon 2 raised to n by 2 gamma n by 2 x raised to n by 2 minus 1 e raised to minus x by 2. So here in our setup x is equal to t2. So it is a e raised to minus half t by 2, and t2 raised to, because degree of freedom is n minus 2, so it is n minus 2 by 2 minus 1. तो n की जगह पे आपको क्या लिखना है, n minus 2 लिखना है. It is t2 raised to n minus 2 by 2 minus 1. Here 2 raised to n minus 2 by 2 gamma n minus 2 by 2. So that quantity is here. ये दोनों आ गया. रूट पाई किसका आ गया, इसका आ गया. And now t3 has also chi-square with n minus 1 degree of freedom. So e raised to minus t3 by 2 is there. So I have taken here, and t3 raised to What is the degree of freedom? N minus 1. So it is n minus 1 by 2 minus 1, gamma n minus 1 by 2, and 2 raised to n minus 1. So that I have taken. If somebody is trying to enter, okay, no problem. So using this is what we have. Now we are using the duplicating gamma formula for the gamma function. So what is that? The duplicating gamma formula? It is a gamma x plus 1 by 2. If you have, you can write it as a root pi gamma 2x 2 raised to 2x minus 1. Now what I do, I will use these two, gamma n minus 2 by 2 and gamma n minus 1 by 2. Why? Because if I am saying it is a x, so if you add half, what happen? It is n minus 1 by 2. So it is a root pi. Okay, it is a root pi. And what is x? X is n minus 2 by 2. So it is a twice of n minus 2 by 2. That means 2 to cancel out. It is gamma n minus 2. And here it is a n minus 2 by 2. So that is cancel out. It is n minus 2 minus 1. That is n minus 3. So it is a 2 raised to n minus 3. So now I am substituting this into the constant. It is a 1 upon root 2 pi as it is. Here it is a 2 raised to n minus 1 by 2. If I am adding this root 2 with this, what happen? क्या आएगा? दिस इज रूट वाई एज इट इज. यहाँ पे 2 रेस टू हाफ है. आपके पास इसमें क्या है? n बाई 2 माइनस 1 है. ठीक है. और यहाँ पे क्या n बाई 2 माइनस हाफ. तो प्लस हाफ इसके साथ, तो ये क्या होगा? 2 रेस टू n बाई 2. ओके. और यहाँ पे क्या आपके पास है? 2 रेस टू n बाई 2 माइनस 1. तो 2 रेस टू 2n बाई 2 माइनस 1. तो इसका मतलब हुआ कि n माइनस 1. तो 2 रेस टू n माइनस 1 ये सबको लिया. Or now you have substituted the gamma formula. It is a root pi, it is a pi. This is a 2 raised to n minus 3, and this is 2 raised to n minus 1. So 2 raised to minus 2 is there. If you take this side, so it will come here, and it is a 2 raised to 2 is 4 pi, so 1 upon 4 pi gamma n minus 2. So this is your constant. Now you have to substitute the value of T1, T2, T3 into the density. So what is the form of T1? So we know that T1 is, what is the T1? So it is this. So it is R S2 upon root 1 minus rho square minus rho S1 upon root 1 minus rho square. लिख सकते हैं. वही किया है. And what is S2 square? So T2 आपके पास है. What will you write from T2? S2 square equal to T2 1 minus rho square upon 1 minus R square. So this is what it is written. So S2 equal to root 1 minus rho square upon root 1 minus R square root T2. So now just substitute the S2 value into this. So T1 equal to this R upon root 1 minus rho square. S2 is equal to root 1 minus rho square upon root 1 minus R square root T2 and minus rho 1 minus rho square T3. Okay. Why? Because I wish to remove the S1, S2 from this. That is how we have applied the transformation. So R upon root 1 minus this 1 minus rho square root 1 minus rho square cancel out. It is R upon root 1 minus rho R square root T2 minus rho upon root 1 minus rho square root 2 3. If I am saying this as a capital T and this as a theta, so T into root T2 minus theta into root T3, where T is equal to R upon root 1 minus rho square, theta equal to rho upon 1 minus square root of 1 minus rho square. Now I am making the transformation from T1, T2, T3 to T, T2, T3. So what is the t? T1. T1 is this. Okay. What is the T2? So I'm saying that T2 equal to T2 and T3 equal to T3. So what is the form? T1 square plus T2 square plus T3. So T1 square equal to T root T2. So that is nothing but that square is nothing but T square T2 plus theta square T3 minus twice of 2T theta root 2 to 2T, sorry, T2 T3 and T2 T3 as it is. Why I am writing this T1 square T2 plus T3? Because in density I have this T1 square T2 plus T3. Okay. So where is the T2? T2 is here. So I can just take the common. It is a 1 plus T square T2. T3 is here. So it is 1 plus theta square T3 and minus 2 T theta root T2 T3 as it is. Now we will also find the Jacobian, but I will find later on. So if you are substituting this f t t2 t3 is equal to the what you will write, it is a 1 plus t square t2 minus e raised to, or it is a minus half 1 plus theta square t3 and minus minus plus, it is a plus t theta root t2 t3. Okay, into, तो t2 t3 आप एज इट इज रखा है तो इसका क्या है पावर, it is a t2 raised to n minus 2 to this and t3 equal to this. So as it is you have written. Okay. So why it is, because यहाँ पे जो स्क्वायर रूट है वो मैंने बाहर ले लिया, तो बाहर लो तो क्या आएगा, it can be written as n minus n by 2 minus 1 minus 1. ओके, इसको क्या लिखेंगे, n by 2 minus half minus 1, so minus 3 by 2. So I have just used here this. Okay, t थीटा तो उसका आ रहा है प्लस, और ये बाहर है, इट इज नॉट इन टी पावर, दिस इज दी फैक्टर. So let us making the transformation now from u equal to, आप ले रहे हैं t2 upon 1 minus r square, v is equal to t3 upon 1 minus rho square and r is equal to t upon root 1 plus t square. So now you are making another transformation. यहाँ पे आपने क्या किया, आप इसको मल्टीप्लाई करो तो क्या होगा, t1 को आप जेकोबियन लेते हैं तो t1 with respect to root t2, what will you get, t1 with respect to, क्या है जेकोबियन इसका, सॉरी ये इसका है सर, इसका इसका ये तो इसके साथ चला गया, ये अंदर नहीं है, ये सेपरेट है. तो व्हाट इज द जेकोबियन, इसका आप जेकोबियन लेते हो जॉइंट ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन तो क्या मिलेगा जेकोबियन, what will you get the Jacobian. जब भी आपके पास ये प्रॉपर्टी है तो यू कैन हैव द जेकोबियन ऑफ t1 t2 t3, तो आप जब आप t2 t3 करते हैं तो इट इज एज गुड एज द जेकोबियन ऑफ t1 to t. तो व्हाट इज द t1, t1 is t root t2 minus this, t1 is t root t2 minus theta root t3. तो t1 to t करेंगे तो what is the derivative of t1 with respect to t, it is only root t2, this is 0. And that is how you have this quantity. If you can see that, here you have a power t2 raised to n minus 2 by 2 minus 1, और यहाँ पे क्या है t3 raised to n minus 1 by 2 minus 1. तो इट इज ए 2 यहाँ ले जाएंगे तो क्या होगा n minus 1 minus 2 by 2, that is n minus 3 by 2. ओके, और यहाँ पे आपका जेकोबियन में एक रूट t2 ऐड होगा t raised to half. So what will you get now? It is a n minus 2 by 2 minus 1 plus half. So it is a minus half. So n minus 2 by 2 minus half. It is a nothing but n minus 3 by 2. So that is how t2 raised to also n minus 3 by 2. So that is how it is written here. T2 and T3 raised to n minus 3 by 2. Okay. So we have already obtained the Jacobian, and that Jacobian value is I can write here Jacobian of T1, T2, T3 to T2, T3 is root T2. Okay, so that we have used here. Now again we are applying the transformation from T to T3 to UVR. Am I audible?
यस सर।
अच्छा, आप सुन रहे हैं ना सभी?
हाँ सर।
अच्छा, कोई जवाब नहीं दे रहा, इसलिए मैंने कहा पता नहीं, बट सर का लेक्चर था आगे. Okay, so you are just now you have a T2 T3. So now you are applying the another transformation, that UVW, where U equal to T2 by 1 minus rho r square small r. You can say it is a capital, there is no issue. V is equal to T3 upon 1 minus rho square, and r equal to T upon root 1 plus T square. So now we will try to see that if you write the 1 minus r square, what will you get? 1 minus r square, this 1 minus r is this, so it is a t square upon 1 plus t square. So this is 1 plus t square minus t square upon this, it is a 1 upon 1 plus t square. So 1 upon, if you take the square root both sides, it is a square root of 1 minus rho square, r square is equal to 1 upon square root of root 1 plus t square. So what happened? I can write T2 equal to U 1 minus rho 1 minus r square U. V is equal to, sorry, T3 equal to 1 minus rho V. And what is the T? If I'm taking this side, so what I will get? It is T equal to square root of 1 plus T square is equal to 1 upon square root of 1 minus r square. So I can write it as a r upon 1 minus r square. Okay. Now again you have to take the Jacobian, because now you wish to transfer, or you get the transformation from T2, T3, T2, UVR. So what is the Jacobian? Take the derivative of T2 with respect to U. What will you get? It is 1 minus R square. Derivative of T2 with respect to V. What is it? There is no V, it is 0. And derivative with respect to R. So 1 minus R square. So U is constant. 1 minus r square 1 0, and minus r square is minus 2r, so it is a minus 2rv u. Now similarly you can take the derivative of t3 with respect to u. So there is no u, it is 0. Derivative with respect to v, so of course it is, so it is a coefficient 1 minus rho square as it is. And derivative with respect to r, but there is no r, so it is a 0. And if you take the derivative of t with respect to u, there is no u, it is 0. Derivative with respect to v, there is no v, it is 0. And derivative with respect to r, so r upon square root of 1 minus r square, the derivative, the result is one minus r square by 3 by 2. So how? I will show you. Derivative of t with respect to r is equal to derivative of r upon 1 square root of 1 minus r square with respect to r. So it is u by v. I will just make it this as a constant 1 minus r square. Derivative of r is 1 minus r is constant. Derivative of square root of 1 minus r square is, it is a 1 upon 1 minus, it is a 1 upon root x, it is a 1 upon 2 root x. So it is this, and minus r square is minus 2r divided by square of square root of 1 minus r square. It is a 1 minus r square. It is a square root of 1 minus r square minus this 2 will be cancelled out, minus minus plus. It is a r square upon 1 minus r square, that square root upon 1 minus r square. So this 1 minus r square is here. It is a 1 minus r square plus r square, और ये रेस टू हाफ है और इसका पावर 1 है, तो इट इज ए 1 minus r square raised to 3 by 2. So this is cancel out. It is a 1 upon 1 minus r square raised to 3 by 2. So that is what it is written. Okay. So now you just find out the Jacobian. It is simply a product of this. Determine निकालो क्या आएगा, 1 minus r square into 1 minus rho square into this. तो ये क्या है डिनोमिनेटर में, तो that is how you can write. Now 1 minus r square is cancel out. It is a Jacobian of transformation is 1 minus rho square upon square root of 1 minus r square. Okay. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now
Yes, sir.
you can see this form. Now we can have this form 1 plus t square t2. Okay, so what I do, I'll try to find out 1 plus t square t2, 1 plus theta square 2, and t theta root t2 t3 and this quantity e raised to. So first I will find out this 1 plus t square 2. So what is the t square? T square is r square upon 1 minus r square, and t2 is equal to u1 minus r square that we have obtained here. Okay, just use it. This 1 minus r square is here, so it is a 1 minus r square cancel out with this, so it is 1 upon 1 minus r square, that is cancel out with the 1 minus r square, so it is a u. And similarly 1 plus theta square t3 is equal to 1 plus rho square, theta square is equal to rho square upon 1 minus rho square, t3 is 1 minus rho square v, so it is also a v. And t theta root t2 t3, so t theta t is r upon square root of 1 minus r square, theta is rho upon square root of 1 minus rho square, and t2 t3 is nothing but root uv, root, we have to substitute this one, and similarly this will cancel out, it is r rho root uv. So now we have to substitute. What is the this quantity? It is u. This quantity it is v, and what is this quantity? It is a r rho root uv. So just substitute here. This is become the u. So it is a now e raised to minus u by 2. This is become the v. So it is e raised to minus v by 2. And this is t theta root t2 t3 is become the rho. क्या मिला? It is e raised to प्लस आएगा जो भी क्वांटिटी है वो, that quantity is e raised to r rho root u root v. And what is the t2? So t2 you have already obtained. T2 is equal to this, so you have to write 1 minus r square u raised to n minus 3 by 2, and v3 is t3 is 1 minus rho square v, लेकिन power क्या है n minus 3 by 2, and Jacobian is 1 minus rho square square root 1 minus r square. So this is, you can see that, and then I have written this Jacobian. Now what we do, we first gather all the terms of
We have practical at 3 p.m. sir.
अच्छा किसका है?
Matrix का sir.
हैं? हेलो
हेलो सर, एमबीबी सर का, ये भट्ट सर का ही है।
अच्छा, बक्सर का ही है। हाँ तो
जी।
ठीक है, वो बोलिएगा 10 मिनट उन्होंने ज़्यादा ले लिया,
ओके सर।
ख़त्म कर देता हूँ। सो इट इज़ ए, यू कैन सी दैट 1 माइनस आर स्क्वायर n minus 3 by 2, okay, and here 1 minus r square raised to half. So if you add it, it is a n minus 4 by 2. 1 minus rho square raised to n minus 3 by 2, but it is a plus 1. तो plus 1 ऐड करेंगे तो क्या होगा, n minus 1 by 2 हो जाएगा. So this is this. Now e raised to minus u by 2 is this, e raised to minus v by 2 is this. Now we have what quantity remain? This quantity. Okay, and u raised to n minus 3, v raised to n minus, so u raised to n minus 3 by 2 this, but we know that e raised to x equal to summation r equal to 0 to infinity x raised to r upon r factorial. So here it is a, if I'm saying it is a x, so it is a summation here we say s running from 0 to infinity, so r rho root uv s, not s is power, r root u r rho root uv रेस टू एस अपॉन एस फैक्टोरियल. आर की जगह पर मैंने एस लिया है, ठीक है. ई रेस टू एक्स की जगह पे क्या है, क्योंकि आर यहाँ पे लिया है इसलिए, ठीक है. तो एक्स रेस टू आर अपॉन आर फैक्टोरियल, तो दिस रेस टू पावर एस अपॉन एस फैक्टोरियल. And we know that constant value is 4 pi gamma n minus 2. So 1 minus r square n minus 4 by 2, 1 minus rho square n minus 1 by 2, and this. And now I am writing this all quantity, e raised to ये वाला सब यहाँ ले गया, ठीक है. इसको मैंने पहले लिखा r रेस टू s, रो रेस टू s, एंड u रेस टू क्या है, s by 2. यहाँ पे कितना है, n minus 3 by 2. तो कैन आई राइट n plus s minus 3 by 2, v raised to n plus s minus 3 by 2, तो यही लिखा है. And e raised to minus v by 2, e raised to minus v by 2. And this as I have defined as a some other form. I call them as a, okay. If you integrate out with respect to u and v, तो ये क्या है आप देखो, कुछ काई स्क्वायर जैसा लग रहा है. e raised to minus alpha x, x raised to p minus 1. ओके, तो हमारा e raised to minus हाफ, तो यहाँ पे क्या है, अल्फा एक्स एक्स रेस टू पी माइनस 1. तो व्हाट इज दैट, कुछ दिख रहा है ये, अल्फा इज इक्वल टू हाफ ले लो यहाँ पे, एंड n प्लस एस माइनस 3 by 2 इज इक्वल टू n प्लस एस माइनस 2 by 2 माइनस 1. क्या लिख सकते हैं, n प्लस एस माइनस 1 by 2. ओके, इसको आप ले लो, इसको आप ऐसे लिख सकते हो ना, u रेस टू n प्लस एस माइनस 1 by 2 माइनस 1, क्योंकि 2 यहाँ मल्टीप्लाई होगा तो इट इज माइनस 3 by 2. तो इसका मतलब है कि p is your n plus s minus 1 by 2 and alpha is equal to this. So integrate out with this, the range is 0 to infinity. So you can have, you can write it as a gamma n plus 1 by 2 upon 1 by 2 raised to n plus s minus 1 by 2. तो इसमें भी वही है, तो कैन आई राइट इट एज ए स्क्वायर, तो स्क्वायर लिखेंगे तो मैंने वही लिखा है यहाँ पे, गामा n प्लस एस 1 by 2, और यहाँ पे 1 by 2 raised to this है, इट इज एज गुड एज ऊपर चला गया तो 2 टाइम n plus n minus by 2 whole square. Okay, and this is 1 minus r square as it is, इसको भी as it is रखा है. ये पाई है, यहाँ पे क्या है, इसको बाहर लेके आएंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा, s वाली जो टर्म है 2 raised to s whole square, 2 raised to s by 2 whole square, it is a 2 raised to s, तो 2s raised to s यहाँ पे ले ले. बाकी क्या बचा, 2 raised to n minus 1 by 2 पावर 2, तो n माइनस 1 बचा, तो n माइनस 1 को यहाँ लाया, यहाँ पे नीचे क्या था, 2 raised to 2 था, ऊपर जाएगा तो वो माइनस 2 हो जाएगा, तो 2 raised to n minus 1 minus 2 is n minus 3. So this is the quantity and you can have. So this is nothing but the distribution of r when rho not equal to 0. And what is the range? range is -1 to 1. Okay, and if you substitute the rho equal to 0, यहाँ 0 रखो तो क्या हो जाएगा, रो इक्वल एस इक्वल टू 0 वाला टर्म ले लो यहाँ, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा 2r, ठीक है। तो ये सारा क्वांटिटी क्या हो गया, 1 हो गया ना, ये वाला 0 फैक्टर, ये क्या हो जाएगा गामा n माइनस 1/2 होल स्क्वायर, एंड प्लस करके रो 0 रखेंगे तो बाकी सब 0 हो जाएगा। तो ये क्या है 2n-3 1 माइनस आर स्क्वायर n माइनस 4/2, एंड ये गामा n माइनस 1/2 होल स्क्वायर यहाँ पे है, रो 0 तो ये चला गया 5 ऑन दिस, एंड अगेन you just substitute the duplicate gamma formula, so you will reduce this form, and this is nothing but the distribution of r when rho equal to 0. So you can just verify that. Okay.